Good afternoon. My day changed. Oh, I just cut some onions. I was supposed to be doing some cleaning like I did Monday, and yesterday I was going to actually do more cleaning, but I ended up working both jobs, teaching art and going to the wine shop. But today I am making some, let me get my fork, some oxtails, but I'm not on here for oxtails recipe because I've already done the oxtails recipe. So you'll have to check that out. But in case you haven't caught it, I've already put 2 tablespoons of butter and a small onion in here. Now I'm chopping up the garlic. My phone, ever since this COVID, I don't know, it doesn't act right in the afternoons. And it gets earlier and earlier and earlier that it doesn't act right. So that's annoying. So I decided today, because I've had it off, and like I said, I was supposed to do some cleaning, but I haven't done that today, unfortunately. But I did go get a pedicure, because I haven't had one of those in years. I want to say it's like 6-7 years maybe or so. And just wanted to chat about, also I'm adding 4 garlic cloves, just letting you know in case you haven't checked out the video or you just want to know what I'm cooking right now. But I started reading some things on my Facebook about Chris Watts' case, because he's trying to appeal his case, or he wants out of prison. Big joke that is. You're not going anywhere, buddy. And people had different views, you know, like they always do. Some people get out of control with their views on Facebook, and they think theirs is the only one that counts. But nonetheless, I saw some views and opinions that they thought that he would eventually get tired of being in there, because it's been over 2 years. I can't believe that. So much has happened, but at the same time it seems like not long ago. Let me stir around these onions. You want to get them to get opaque, but get a little bit of color. But put it over here a minute. I add the garlic. It took me forever to get this phone working. Like I was saying, ever since COVID, it's like there's more people that are home working remote and still are working remote, and I don't know why, because school's back here and everything. And the phone's just been acting up, because they're always on it, and they're like out in their garage on it, and it seems like it has something to do with it because we don't have Wi-Fi, but we do have smartphones, and it was never a big deal before. So it's kind of annoying. That's kind of another reason I haven't been on here as much, but more so it's because I've been busy. Anyways, this is going to be chit-chat and talking about the Chris Watts case. I haven't talked about it in a while. My channel is not only about that, but I did start about that. And I still do feel strongly, like in other people, that he hasn't actually told the truth. He's told 2 stories, but how do we know any of that's the truth? I think that there might be some truth to both stories. However, I think that we haven't actually heard the whole truth. And this is my opinion, so, you know, everyone's got them. Everyone's got them like assholes. It's just a sign. I think that, I'm going to add that garlic in here. I still think the mistress was involved. A lot of people do. If it was getting into his brain and that she was stalking Shanann and obsessed with Shanann's life, the sex that they were having, even though, you know, he could have done that with his wife instead of acting so stupid. But like someone had said, they think it was just because he wasn't around his kids and he got to get away, because you do kind of lose yourself when you have kids. I mean, I got postpartum depression, and everyone was mad about it. I basically dealt with it on my own, and sometimes I think that's why I get down, because I never actually addressed it, because I wasn't able to, because people I know see it as weak. But he could have walked away, you know? It's just like, could have walked away, buddy. You didn't have to do that to your kids. You didn't have to do that to your wife. You didn't have to do that to your new unborn son. And then he wants to try to get out. And some people say that he's probably going to try to blame Nicole. And that's kind of upsetting. And a lot of our talk was about that we all kind of wish there would have been a trial. Yes, it was done speedy and fastly, but if there would have been a trial, at least it would have been more things brought to light, and he would have had to come to terms. Grabbing a plate because I'm about to take out my garlic and onions, and put them on the plate while I braise the meat and then put them back in here. But I will go along with that. So like I said, this video is a lot because I'm going to be busy with my daughter, my youngest daughter tomorrow, taking her to the doctor, getting her some things she needs, and then we're going to pick up some Halloween decorations, go to lunch, and decorate because we were supposed to do that Sunday, but it was raining. Okay, I'm going to add some more butter. About 2 tablespoons because there's still some in there. And yeah, I cook with olive oil, but some things like this, butter's just better. But anyway, let me try to stay on track because it's going to be a lot of me talking about what I'm making, the Watts case, what I'm doing, but let's try to stay on track. So, a lot of people feel like they wish there would have been a trial. And I really do wish there would have been too. I'm going to salt and pepper. I'll do that a little bit later. But some people, you know, at first I was taking out my oxtails. I was glad that there wasn't because I didn't want to rehash it because it felt too soon. All of it felt like it was rushed, but I guess it's because he confessed. But shouldn't we know? I'm going to lay them there so I put them all in together. I'm washing my oxtails off. Oxtails are a nice delicatessen. We like to try to have them once or twice a month. I think the last time I made them on here a couple months ago, or maybe it was a month ago. I haven't had them in a while, and everyone's so glad that we're having this tonight. But anyways, so I do really wish now, in the hindsight of everything, that there would have been a trial. Just because it feels undone, and it feels like some things are weird. Like when Nicole tried to say she didn't know that Chris had children and that he was married. But then she kind of double talks herself in one of the interviews. I don't know exactly where. Like I said, I haven't watched all this or done all this. I've been mighty busy myself. It's kind of strange because this is getting a little bit off subject, but not really because it's still about the case. But when I first started getting this case, it happened August 13th, right when my kids started school. My youngest was going into... is it 6? I believe 6, and then my other one was going into 9th. So it was a tumultuous year, and then when this happened, I just couldn't believe it. Just put it on each side, so I'm putting them this way up. I hope you can hear me. I just couldn't believe that he had done this, and it just feels like something isn't right still. Something's off, and it's weird that the house still hasn't sold. I kind of always have thought or wondered, is it like on Indian burial ground because it was a new house? I do have a video about that. Is it because, and I don't mean no disrespect to the family, but is it because they're still there because there's stuff undone? And it was so unsettling? We all know about that. Who knows, right? So, I'm also going to add a little salt, very little salt, sea salt, black pepper. This, you need to check out. I did a video on this. I finally did a promo after 7 months. If you haven't caught it, Every Breath You Take by Sting from Police, Red Blend. I'm drinking tequila today, just to get on this tangent for a moment, which I've done this one as well. I did this as a promo a couple times, and I do have a video of this, and I grabbed me some because I was at Total Wine and it was on sale, and it's not top shelf, but it's mid shelf, just below it, and it's very good. Let me flip these oxtails on their side. Some of them are a little easier to maneuver than the other ones. They smell wonderful, especially with the, I'm braising it. And I'm basically going to use this pot to pressure cook it. Seems like I always have the most time when I'm making these. Last night we just had pizza because I literally worked 12 hours. My husband basically almost did too. So, no cooking last night. But I've been thinking this a little bit more because I also did a Suzanne Summers. She's from Three's Company. And I did not even get a chance to even use any of that yet this week. So I've got to be getting onto that tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but Friday before I go to work. Tomorrow's to be with my daughter, so I know how it's going to be. I might be able to do it in the morning. That's also in a video. But she drinks this, and then I read the benefits. This is one of the best drinks for you to have. It has metabolism benefits, digestive benefits. If you drink a shot before you eat, it helps with your metabolism and how much you eat. If you drink a shot after you eat, it helps with your digestive system. And I think it's also good for like circulation and other things I hadn't. So I'm just having a little bit of that, even though I am cooking with red wine, but I've had this since Saturday. That's why I went ahead and did a promo, because red wine you can't really keep open very long. I need to leave that out. I'm actually going to get a little bit of tequila in a moment. And I'm actually trying to drink that tequila straight. Don't get me wrong, I had a margarita Monday, but the best way is supposed to be straight with ice with water. Almost like the scotch that I had discussed with you. But there's only about that much. So I'm going to put this all in there. Let me flip these. You just want to braise them like 3 or 4 minutes on each side, because you're going to be having them cook for about 3 hours. Pressure cook. I'll put a lid on top of it. But anyways, so I also need to get out. Chickens off. I mean, if that was the only thing I had, it does work. But I believe I'm trying to stay stocked up with this. I have some beef stock, so I'm going to use beef stock, and then no water, all red blend wine. Red blend wine is good with beef, if you've watched my videos. Okay, so we were talking about that. Okay, we were talking about Chris Watts wants to do a pill, he wants out. Of course we do that because his life is just behind bars now. Now I'm going to flip it to its last side. You can do this vice versa. One time I did cook the meat first, took it out, and cooked the other stuff, but ideally I want to have the garlic and onions cooked. So now I'm going to add back my vegetables. We cook with garlic and onions a lot if you watch my channel. And then I'm going to add all the red wine. Little bit of beef stock. Finally, it's not as loud. But it's just, I still don't feel like we've had, oh yeah, I'm going by eye, that we've had, but I made this a lot, so I know about where it needs to be. Anyways, that we've had the actual truth from Chris Watts. And I did make the point, and I think I've made this point on my other videos. He said he was going to take to his grave whom gave him the Oxycontins, and he was never going to tell anyone. Well, how do we know that he's not doing that about his actual accomplice or what really went on? Because I think we only got bits of truth. So, I do not think or nor believe that, I add a little bit of salt, not too much because it already has some in there. It's not opening. I like to cook with sea salt, of course, we all know that's better. And then a lot of pepper. But I do not believe we've known the truth. I think that he is hiding something because of certain things that he said, plus what the mistresses said. Even so, I thought this same thing that I read as well today and yesterday. That's why I really wanted to jump on here to do a video, plus I had the time. But Oxycontins change you. When I moved in this house 20 years ago, I was with my first boyfriend, my first love. And we had been together, well, we had known each other for almost 12 years, and we had been together for basically like 10, I believe it was. And right after 9/11, which was already a trying time anyways, well, kind of before 9/11, because Oxys were coming around, he was starting to, do pills, and I called him snorting pills with his brother, and I just told him that I wanted to not be together, that I wanted to have this house, I wanted to finish my bachelor's, which I did, and I wasn't, I'm going to let it boil a minute, then I'm going to turn it down. I wasn't down with, like, what he was doing, which I'm so glad, because now he's in prison. That's a long little story that I'm going to do a whole other video about, because it's so weird. I'm sure everybody thinks that, well, everybody could if they did it right and had the right way, or time, money, whatever. Mainly time. It's not the one that... I'm gonna broil a little bit and then that there. But I'm getting off on a tangent now. Just thinking about all that. But anyways, it does change your whole self like that fast. I remember him changing that fast. He even when he came back 7 years later said, oh, you didn't get it in the sickness, you're not on pills, you didn't do all that, because in this area a lot of people did that. And I said, well, obviously no, I didn't. I don't like pills. I mean, I like to drink a little bit. You know, it's just like, come on, it's not good for you. And anyways, I think that it did change him, because that last picture, that's what it was. There's a last picture of him. We're going to go in here a moment, because I'm just going to turn that down. It might get a little dark. But that last picture that he had taken at that birthday party that he took the girls, they weren't able to eat cake because they were allergic to it. His eyes, it's so dark, his eyes really, really looked like, so dark, sorry about that. I even had the light on. That's why I usually do it in the kitchen, but I'm also usually always drinking there. And then, see my dog, Karma. So it's just easier, but I'll just finish it up with this light on. But I'm about to wrap this up. There is still more I want to talk about with this. There's still more I want to talk about other things. It's just finding the time. But I believe, oops, I'm going to turn this down now, to a little bit above low, because you want it to be like it's a pressure cooking. So not low, but about 2. And I'm going to leave it like that until basically 6:30. And it's fall off the bone and it's nice. And I just come and like turn them over every now and then. Right now they're good. That's kind of why I like to really, you have to really be home and everything for this. But anyways, there is other ways to make them, but I still haven't done that. But I just feel like there's a lot we haven't heard from this. It feels undone. It feels like definitely someone was involved in this. It definitely feels and looks like he was on drugs from that picture from that party. His face up close was his eyes looked totally different. Some people even went as far as to say that none of this would have happened if he never would have met the mistress, NK. And I really do believe that. I mean, yeah, he's a weak person, but if he probably would have never met her and just Shanann would have had the baby and they would have gotten over the humps of all life throws at you and all that happens when you have children and all the changes, who's to say? So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on all this? Let me know. And have a nice hump day. Don't know when I'm going to be back because I'm helping at the wine shop. Tomorrow I'm with my daughter. And Sundays I don't usually ever get on here. I think it's been very, very rare because it's a family day. And then next week is very busy. It's almost all the way busy until holiday time. So, but I'll be on here before then. Until then, take care. God bless.